making some turkey that was donated, and just getting it out of the oven. Then I'll use it to make sandwiches. That to make to go and give to the homeless people in Halifax City, Nova Scotia province, Canada. My name is Simba, Kiprotich, Arap, Ruto. Yeah, it's very easy to be a good person, a caring person, and help others with, even if you have a little, you may don't have much, you can still do much. If you don't have much, you can still do much. And sometimes the people that have so much, they do some do a lot and much, but many don't do much at all. Many don't do much at all. I don't know how that works, but it's a personal choice, really. It's a personal choice to be a caring person, or to share what you have, or to help others and stuff like that. I just want to get this oven mitt right here. Use it to remove the good stuff from the oven. See, I have my oven mitt. It's been cooking for about maybe like I don't know, 1 or 2 hours or so. That's like I slow cooked it. Another oven mitt. Let's get another one. What else do I need? I think it's about it. I can go rest. It's been a long day. It's been a long day. I was out volunteering in the morning at the church, St. Matthew's, I think, and we were able to like feed about, I think, 60 or 70, I don't know, about 100 people anyway, or something like that. And then I went to the Spring Garden Road, and I was able to give out some sandwiches and some yogurt and other good stuff like that. After that, what did I do? Oh yeah, then I stayed there, and I was encouraging people, more paying people, encouraging young people and stuff. Then I came home, and around maybe like in the afternoon, and get this that was donated by kind people at the St. Matthew's Church. And I don't know if they go to that church, but we volunteer with them there, so they know the work that I do and stuff, with smart community business development projects, helping people, the poorest of the poor, the homeless, and the people suffering with mental health issues. And I also help other people, including the very richest people and the middle class people, especially the youth, because their youth get stressed out a lot. Some of them run away from home, and would rather run away from the corruption and the greed and the racism and the just a lot of ignorance that very rich people and middle class people have. They are well educated, but they can be well educated fools. Or they can be well dressed, but they um, can have a lot of ignorance, even as well dressed people, or they can seem like they are Christians or Muslims or Buddhists or I don't know, Tao people, or following African faith, or following Aboriginal faith, or following all these other spiritual types, or Judaism, or Zoroastrianism for the people from Iran, or all kinds of beliefs and religions. But remember, Karl Marx said, religion is the opium of fools. No, the opium of the masses. Religion is the opium of the masses. So that means it's just like a way of controlling people and herding them like sheep. So don't be a sheep, don't be a blind sheep, don't follow things blindly. Think for yourself, reason for yourself, have good values, have good practice, good philosophy, and good principles, good practices. It's very simple. Just use your 5 common sense: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, your eyes, look and observe. Your nose, your sense of smell, sense of taste, sense of hearing. 1, 2, 3, 4, and this sense of touch, and then what's the other one? There's one more. Are those sufficient? Is it? Anyways, here we go. I'm going to touch this and see how it looks. Get it out. It's ready now. Don't be greedy. Don't eat stuff by yourself. Share. And there we go. We have it. There you have it. See? Turn it off. And I think my roommates were complaining that I make food here for the homeless and stuff. See, people get jealous sometimes of good work, but they're well educated. One is a doctor, one is a computer scientist. Their parents are doing very well, and but still they complain. Why they complain? See, I told you some well educated people can be fools. They're jealous of an African black man for doing good work in the community. Why they can do the same good work or different good work of their own? See, when it's up to them, I just leave them alone. The landlord told me, don't worry about them. And but yeah, and then he wants to donate clothes and other things that were left by previous tenants, that will help the homeless. So and also I told him if he needs any help, if I volunteer in the community, I can also volunteer to help him. I don't know, cut grass or whatever. Then if he wants to support my project, fine. If not, fine. It's up to him. So anyways, here we go. I'll also I got a truck. Someone gave me a very good deal for a truck, because of the work that I'm doing in the community, and so I'll use that to be carrying some of this food, and also I just put a logo on it for smart community business development projects. I'm thinking probably call the paint or whatever, write the name simply as smart community outreach team. Smart community outreach team. So this is the same team that does good work in Kenya, in Bomet County, Kenya, and here in Halifax City, Nova Scotia Province, Canada, and pretty soon in other parts of the world, other countries, helping millions of people. Yeah, at the moment we are reaching about 3 million per year, 3 million people per year, in various ways. So it's very easy to have a good impact. It's so easy to have a good impact. I'm just waiting for this to cool a little bit. Yeah, and I'll remove it and tidy up. So I'm just chatting as we wait for that. So it's very easy to have a good impact if one cares to. See, this fan is just going around, and it's having a good impact in the room, and I don't know, making it cooler, cooling down this too and stuff. So it's really very easy to have a good impact, in life or in society or stuff like that. It just depends on a person's willingness and a person's ability and a person's gifts and a person's ability to know and understand how to be wise. A person's willingness to get out of small minds thinking or more small mindset or just ignorance like racism and greed and corruption and capitalism and the mess that is done by Christianity or through Christianity, or any other religion really. So any other religion. So these are things we can overcome very easily. As the song says, we shall overcome. Whatever they do, whatever anyone does, still we shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. See, it's very easy. It's very easy. I come from Kenya, East Africa. You can see my bangle right there. My bangle. See, I don't know if you can see that. So I come from Kenya, East Africa, and I've been in Canada here for about 25 years. And this is what I do really. I just do a lot of community work. I also do a lot of it in Bomet County in East Africa, Kenya. We've started funding or financing and helping parents and single parents, single mothers, youth. We just started a big project with the youth and with supporting them through university. We are now supporting students at Kabianga University in Bomet County, Kenya. And we've supported many other youth in various other ways, maybe thousands or millions of them over the past 25 years. See, in Kenya specifically, and probably in other parts of Africa, in other countries of Africa, and in other countries around the world. So it's easy. You don't need much to do much. With a little, you can do much. Sometimes the ones have a lot or have much don't do much. See, they do much, but it's for themselves or their interests or their, I don't know, political agenda or cultural agenda or like social agenda and or just for their own economic benefit for them and their families and their children. Once again, I would say that anyone can do whatever they want with what they have. If you have advantage or privilege or money or resources and stuff like that, you can keep it all to yourself forever, or whichever way you get it. If you want it, keep it for yourself. Remember, karma will come back to you because the pressure and the whatever you call it, stress that the family will go through, the young ones will go through. Now we are seeing a lot of children of the richest, and of the middle class professionals, and I don't know, doctors, lawyers, psychologists, politicians, engineers, whatever. All these are other professions. They're popping up on the street, becoming homeless, running away from the corruption and the greed and the ignorance and racism and social injustice and just all kinds of things that people do, manipulate, to try and take advantage of others, or to try and have a lot of food for themselves and a lot of things for themselves, and taking advantage of others in that process to get that. The George Orwell said, some pigs want to be more equal than others. They're greedy pigs. They're ignorant pigs. They're already very fat pigs. They're obese pigs. And then they suffer from things like, I don't know, diabetes, stress, broken relationships. Even if they stay together, there's like, today I met a neighbor and she was like, oh, what's going on? And she said that she's tired, she's stressed, she cannot sleep. I told her, what's stressing you? You're very rich. You live in a nice neighborhood, you have a job, you have a family, you have the very best things in life. What's the problem? Why are you not able to sleep? What's stressing you? So we chatted for about a minute and I just encouraged each other there. And well, I just suggested one or two, three things. I don't know everything, but it's just the basic stuff that helps, really. See, so and learning from each other. Then there was another neighbor also that I was chatting with today that owned the dog, and then we were chatting, and she said she doesn't want to have children. I said, my dear, it's up to you what you want or don't want. It's up to you. Then so we sat down on the grass and we were chatting there with the dog. She has a nice husky-looking dog, white and grey eyes and whatever. Beautiful dog. So we were just chatting there. The dog was sitting on the grass, and summer's cool now. Summer's cool now. So yeah, we did chat like that, and she said she doesn't want to have children. I'm like, oh, okay. So where did you pop up in this world? How did your parents pop up in this world? How did your grandparents pop up in this world? And she said, whatever, she gave her reasons for not wanting to have them and stuff. And she has a boyfriend, and she has her mother was very caring, and now nobody seems to care for her. All their siblings, she probably the one that's the caring one, and is probably taking an emotional toll. And she said she doesn't want that for herself. Yeah, but you see, her mother cared for them. Yeah, her siblings don't seem to care for the mother, but the mother cared for them. So at least I told her, at least you're here caring for the dog. And she says, yes, I care for the dogs, I support them, and I adopt them and stuff like that. I used to work in a dog shelter, and this is how I got this dog. I'm like, that's interesting. So we had a chat for a bit, and I just took a moment. I was just tidying or cleaning up a new car that I got, and yeah, so we just talked about it and stuff, and shared some encouragement with each other, and I suggested to her that she should not say that. I didn't say it directly. I just said, it's good to be open-minded and just focus on the good you want to do in the world and stuff, and your good soul, and the girl that your mother gave birth to, and through life experiences, just figure out what it is that your soul wants to do at that time or that moment, and whatever, to make the soul feel fulfilled, and just be open-minded on your path of life. It's been a long day. I'm rubbing my eyes. It's almost bedtime here. Just waiting for this to cool a little bit. Yeah, so you want to see how it is. Oh, it's hot. It's really hot. It's really, really hot. So I don't know if I can flip it. Yeah, so that's how it is. It's done. See? So it's done. So well done. So it's beautiful. Anyways, so that's how